This is Melanie BITTERSHINGH, and she is dead. She was killed in 1994 by her father and their stepmother, and she was stuffed in a suitcase. And remember this now, her father is from Jamaica, Melanie is from Jamaica, and her stepmother is from Jamaica. I'm gonna tell you guys about this case, okay? Very sad. When I look at this, it just makes you wonder what's wrong with people, what's wrong with us as human beings. I am convinced we are the aliens on this planet for real.
To pledge ourselves
others lose ya.
to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty.
Greatness we say. The whole world in a crisis. Man a move like Taliban and a ISIS. At the end of the day, at the night and the dark, Jamaica bring back the niceness. It's a fi all of me dogs in the streets and the road is a branch like.
Good day, my wonderful friends. It's me again, the great. One more great countryman. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And click on another video. And click on the notification button, okay? So you can get these videos. Let me start off on saying that I am very saddened by this case. And the Jamaican man and the Jamaican lady, the stepmother who killed this girl and put her in a suitcase and burn her body. You understand? It is so sad and crazy. Sometimes I said to myself, we as human beings, we are so evil and so crazy. You never know what somebody will do. You know, I reason with my brethren, bro God, and we talk about these things all the time. People can flip at any given time. I am really saddened by this, but I'm gonna try and tell you guys the story in details. So this is Melanie BITTERSHINGH, and she was brutally killed by her father and stepmother, and they're Jamaican. In 1991, her father had sent for her and her two brothers to migrate to Canada to live with him and his wife. Now the father and the wife, they had 3 other kids. So they all went to Canada and unite like one big happy family. But that wasn't the case. Now when Melanie and her brother arrived in Canada from Jamaica, they were treated differently. They thought they were going to get the same treatment, but they were treated differently. Soon after, they were fed different food than the other 3 kids that was in the house. The food became less and less. It was apparent that they wouldn't even send Melanie and her brothers to school, and soon that turned into despair and deprivation, and that became the norm for Melanie and her 2 brothers who came from Jamaica to live with their father. Before I go any further, I want to say this. I am doing this video to highlight children's abuse, and a lot of this, what happened here, is going on in Jamaica. It happened in my family, and it destroyed the whole family. You understand what I'm saying? Situation like that, you deal with it all your life. That's what I want to let people know. So with this, it really close to me. So let's go and let me try and finish explain this to y'all. Now her brother KlLL You understand? When he got there and living there, the stepmother usually tease him and say nigga here because he doesn't have pretty hair. And even the father was doing the same thing, and he was forced to take a DNA test to prove that Mr. BITTERSHINGH was his father. Now, Dwayne, the younger brother that arrived with Melanie and KlLL, he died accidentally about 18 months after he moved to Canada. Now, pretty much Melanie became a live-in nanny for the couple, cause them did have a newborn baby. You see her holding the newborn baby. You understand? Now, initially, when the police discovered about the situation, cause I'm gonna explain to you guys how this was. This killing happened in 1994, and it was the police found the body in 1994 burnt in a suitcase, and they had it and didn't get rid of it. And from 1994 to 2012, that's when the police got a big tip, and I'm gonna tell you who gave the police the tip. But this girl has been killed for over 21 years or 20 something years, and it was a big secret. You understand? That's how sick this couple is, you know. Now, the girl, they chain her up. She never ate. When she died, she weighed 50 pounds. You understand? They had a chain around her neck. I don't even want to talk about some of the things that this little girl, she was 17 when she died. I don't even want to talk about it. She was 50 to 55 pounds. That was her mass body index. So she had the body of an 8-year-old and she was 17. You understand? The police found 21 fractures on her body, and that's from extensive blunt force trauma to the lower back and the pelvis, the left knee, the right ankle. You understand? And this was the state the little girl was living in. Okay? Look at the screen. Here's our timeline so you guys can understand. Guys and girls can understand. In 78, EVERTON BITTERSHINGH immigrated from Jamaica to Canada. In 1979, he married Elaine. Elaine was 18 and he was 24. Now, in the early 80s, him and Elaine moved to a one-bedroom apartment in Parkdale. Now, January 25th, okay, KlLL, Melanie, and Dwayne, that's his other kids, came to Canada to live with him. Now, the brother KlLL was 16, Melanie was 13, and her little brother was 12. That's Dwayne. In June 15th, 1992, Dwayne jumped, or they say plunged to his death from the family apartment in 1992. Now, here's where it gets crazy. In September 1st, 1994, Melanie 50-pound body was found packed into a suitcase and torched beyond recognition in an industrial area on Vaughan Road. Here's the second part. Okay, right here it's a little bit clearer now. Now, September 1st, like I said, her body was found packed in a suitcase, torched beyond recognition in an industrial area of Vaughan. But the detective couldn't ID the body, and this mystery went on for 18 years at the time unsolved. Now, in 1996, a doctor revised his postmortem, changing the cause of death to drowning. Now, fast forward from 96 to November 25th, 2011, the Reverend Eduardo Cruz received info from Melanie about the death. So this is what I wanted to talk about. Now, she went and told the pastor at her church, which is Eduardo Cruz. You understand? Now, in December of that same year, because she told him on the 25th of November 2011, December of that same year, he told the information to the police. Now, February 28, 2012, DNA confirmed the unidentified remains that it was of Melanie BITTERSHINGH. Now, Everton and Elaine and their son Cleon were arrested, and they were all charged, but the charge against Cleon was stayed because the prosecutor felt that he was not part of it. He was definitely living in fear. Now, it states right here his trial begins, but his trial is over. He got life in prison and he appealed it. This is the father now, and they denied it. And her, Elaine, she got life in prison, first degree murder, and she is in the process of appealing. But before I go, I just want to say a couple different things. Now, you see, this case, a young girl and her brother came to America, which this case it was Canada, same thing, North America, and the treatment them get. Now, this that you see right here, it happens all the time. When people leave Jamaica and leave Trinidad and St. Vincent and other places, and they come to live with family member or friends or associate from back home, a lot of people go through these kind of abuse. Now, this was an extreme case of abuse, and it's really sad. You know, her brother, he testified in court. He cried. He was like, you know, he's sad. He couldn't help her. He feels screwed up that he couldn't help her and stuff like that. And it seemed like he probably even have drugs problem. Now, the BITTERSHINGH, they had 3 other kids, and I'm gonna do some research on them and see if we can dig them up and see how they feel about their father and their mother killing their sister and put her in a suitcase and burn her body and dump it in an industrial area in Toronto named Vaughan. Vaughan is an area like how you would have Bronx, Brooklyn, you know. So I'm telling you, this case right here, it really rings a bell, and like I say, I had to talk about it because it's lots of abuse going on in our community. You know what I'm saying? I've spoken to people who's been abused because they live with other people and stuff like that. So, real sad case. You know, thank God that the pastor went and let the police know. Another thing, Mr. BITTERSHINGH, he always used to tell people that his daughter went away to New York living with a man, and that's what he used to tell people. He never reported it. The wife tried to use a defense that the husband was the one who she was afraid of and this and that, and you know, but it never, none of that stood out in court helped them. They're evil and wicked, you know. Usually I would be cursing, but I'm not even gonna curse because, like I said, it's just real sad, and it really bothers me, and I had to bring this across to the Jamaica First platform just to show people how people are. We can be animals. We can be as nice as, you know what I'm saying, a lamb, and then we can be as evil as Satan, and that's just how people are. With that said, we can't live our life in a shell, so you know, we just have to try and strike a balance. But real sad, similar to what's going on in Jamaica, so same thing. Listen, my name is Countryman. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and click on another video. I'm out. Peace.